Y'all, sit down and hold on tight because what I'm about to spill will make you question everything you thought you knew about hip-hop's so-called strongest couple. For years we watched Remy Ma and Papoose hold it down like no other. He waited for her when she went to prison, stood by her side when the industry wrote her off, and carried their love like a badge of honor every single time he touched a mic. People used to say, man, if my girl doesn't love me like Remy loves Papoose, I don't want it. Well, baby, after this week, nobody is gonna say that again, because Miss Reminisce Smith just did the unthinkable and dragged that man in front of the whole internet. And if that wasn't enough, Claressa Shields herself, the two-time Olympic gold medalist and undisputed boxing champion, just jumped into the mess and told Remy point blank, "You don't deserve a man like him." Now, if that's not enough to make you clutch your pearls, keep listening, because the tea only gets messier. So, let's rewind a bit because y'all know context is everything. When Remy Ma and Papoose got together, it was during a time when loyalty was rare in hip-hop relationships. Everybody was cheating, breaking up, and getting back together for PR stunts. But these two? They were solid. When Remy went away for 6 years, Papoose famously stayed true to her. No side chicks, no scandals, no baby mamas popping out the woodwork. He literally wore that black love crown like it was made for him alone. And Remy knew it too. She made it clear every time she grabbed a mic that her man was ride or die, and any chick who even looked at him wrong was gonna catch hands. Fans adored it. People used them as couple goals hashtags. They even had that cute VH1 show where they let us peek into their family life, their daughter, their vow renewals. It was a fairy tale in the middle of a genre full of mess. But then life started lifing, as it always does. A couple years back, whispers started circling that Remy might be stepping out. Nobody wanted to believe it. How could Remy, the queen who threatened to beat down other women for looking at her man, be doing exactly what she once feared? The streets talked, the blogs hinted, but Papoose never said a word. He just kept showing up with that same supportive smile, arm around his wife like he couldn't hear the noise. That's the thing about him. His silence always spoke louder than words. But silence don't mean stupid. And now we know he's been hurting in private for a while. Then enters Easy the Block Captain. This battle rapper, sharp tongue, smooth talker, and a man who apparently knows how to slide into the right DMs. Fans noticed Remy was spending more time around him than usual. She claimed it was business, managing him, building his brand, nurturing the next big battle rapper. But let's be real, some business lunches don't look very professional when you're giggling over cocktails. Photos started leaking. Angles caught her smiling just a bit too hard, him staring just a bit too long. The internet clocked it, but once again, Remy brushed it off. She'd laugh on interviews, saying people were pressed because she was building an empire. Meanwhile, Papoose kept his head down. Loyal as always, or so we thought. But see, even the strongest man has a breaking point. And last week, the dam broke. Word is, Remy and Papoose were already fighting behind closed doors. She'd come home late, smelling like somebody else's cologne, phone flipped down, always on Do Not Disturb. Pap would ask her straight up, "Is there something you want to tell me?" And Remy, being Remy, would clap back like, "Stop acting insecure, you embarrassing yourself." That alone should have told us something was brewing. But no one, and I mean no one, expected her to blow up the way she did. So here's how it all went down. Saturday night, Remy went live on Instagram. People thought it was just her usual fan Q&A, maybe promoting a show. Papoose was in the background, chilling on the couch, minding his business. At first, it was cute. Remy laughing with fans, answering questions, playing with her hair. Then someone in the comments asked, "Why don't we see you and Papoose together anymore?" Y'all, that comment flipped the whole vibe upside down. Remy's face dropped. She turned that camera to Papoose like, "Tell them why you so pressed." He looked like he'd seen a ghost. Quiet, polite, trying to wave it off. But Remy wasn't having it. She said, "Clear as day, this man wanna act like he owns me. He wanna sit around policing where I go, who I see. I'm grown. I do what I want. The chat went wild. Papoose tried to say, "Babe, relax. Let's not do this here." But it was too late. Remy was on a roll, slamming him for being too perfect for social media but suffocating behind closed doors. She said he wanted a puppet wife, not a real one. She called him out for always trying to be her savior. Meanwhile, you could see the hurt all over Papoose's face. He didn't yell, didn't cuss, just sat there looking like every word was a stab to his heart. Clips hit Twitter before she even ended the live. The whole internet watched their so-called unbreakable bond shatter in real time. Now, here's where Claressa Shields enters this mess. If you know Claressa, you know she's not the one to keep quiet when she feels something is wrong. She's a world champion in the ring, and she carries that same fight into her friendships. Papoose has always supported her career. He'd show up to her matches, post her victories, shout her out in songs. So when she saw him getting publicly humiliated by the very woman he sacrificed for, Claressa snapped. She jumped on her own live about an hour after Remy ended hers. No fancy setup, just Claressa in her hoodie, barefaced and mad as hell. She said, "I don't care who get mad. Remy, you dead wrong. You got a king and you treat him like a dog. Papoose is loyal, he's kind. He's better than half these industry dudes, and you sit up there clowning him in front of the world? You don't deserve him. Point blank." People in her comments were hyping her up, sending fire emojis, telling her to drag Remy some more. And baby, she did not disappoint. She went on for a good 15 minutes, calling out everything fans had been whispering for months. How Remy acts tough but folds for side dudes. How Papoose never embarrassed her yet she does him dirty every chance she gets. She ended it by saying, "Pap, if you watching this, you a king. Don't let nobody make you feel small. If she can't see that, somebody else will." Phew. The mic drop heard around the world. Of course, this blew the internet wide open. Team Remy tried to clap back, saying Claressa should mind her own business and stick to boxing. But a whole army of fans jumped to Claressa's side, praising her for defending a good man who never deserved this. Twitter turned into a battlefield overnight. Memes popped up everywhere. One had Remy's face photoshopped on a villain's body with Claressa's boxing gloves ready to swing. Another had Papoose sitting on a throne wearing a crown with captions like "The Last Loyal Man." It was messy and hilarious, but also heartbreaking when you think about the man at the center of it. While the fans were having a field day, the real-life tension behind the scenes was way uglier. Sources close to the couple say Remy was livid when she heard Claressa's rant. She apparently texted her some choice words, accusing her of betrayal and clout chasing. Claressa didn't even respond. She posted a story the next day working out in the gym with the caption, "Still undefeated in and out the ring. Argue with your mama." The shade was premium grade. As for Papoose, he's been quiet but not invisible. Insiders claim he packed a bag and left their shared house the night after the live meltdown. He's staying with a cousin, refusing to answer Remy's calls. Some say he's finally opening up to family about how lonely he's been, how he always hoped Remy would come back to her senses, but now he's seeing she might never change. One close friend said, "Pap loves that woman to death, but he ain't gonna keep loving her to death if she keeps burying him in disrespect." And that hits hard, because when a man like Papoose, the very definition of loyal, says enough is enough, you know it's really over. And now? All eyes are on Claressa and Papoose. Are they really the next rumored duo, or is the internet just doing what it does best, reading too much into a few friendly interactions? Fans are convinced they've spotted a little flirty energy between them, catching subtle smiles and shared laughs in photos and clips that quickly made the rounds online. But both Claressa and Pap have been quick to shut down the speculation. Claressa didn't mince words when she hopped back on live. "Stop being messy. That's my brother. I'd fight for him the same way I fight my own blood. Period." It was direct, clear, and unapologetic. There's no love affair here, just genuine loyalty. A real friend standing tall for someone who's often stood alone. And honestly, we love to see it. Because if anyone deserves someone solid in their corner right now, it's Papoose. And what about Remy? Well, she's doing her best to keep the image clean, or at least unbothered. She's posting studio flicks, tagging producers, and hinting at new music, as if to say she's focused on her craft and nothing else. But behind the carefully curated posts, the whispers tell a different story. According to industry insiders, Remy is furious about how quickly the narrative has turned against her. She expected people to rally behind her, to label Pap as controlling or outdated. Instead, the opposite happened. Social media flipped the script. Now, she's the one getting dragged for being cold, for being disrespectful, for fumbling the one man who never publicly embarrassed her, who held her down during her lowest moments. PR sources say her team is in full damage control mode, trying to shift the conversation to reframe her side of the story. But let's be real, it's hard to clean up a mess when you spilled it live in front of the whole world. Especially when that mess wasn't just a moment, it was the undoing of a narrative fans believed in for years. One thing's for sure, this chapter isn't closing quietly. And people are watching every move Remy makes from here on out. Now, y'all know I always leave you with a question. Do you think Claressa did the right thing calling Remy out so publicly? Or should she have stayed out of grown folks' business and let Remy and Papoose handle their drama behind closed doors? And more importantly, is this finally the end for Remy and Pap? Should he walk away and find peace or keep trying to fix something that's been cracked for years? Drop your thoughts below because baby, this is one saga that's not cooling off anytime soon. Hit that like button if you live for the drama, subscribe if you want to sip the next cup of tea fresh, and trust me, when the next bomb drops, I'll be right here with all the receipts, all the whispers, and all the petty jokes to keep you entertained. Stay messy, stay blessed, and remember, in this game, loyalty is rare, so protect your peace like Pap should have done a long time ago. See y'all next time.